Hello everybody. I feel compelled to make this video and maybe possibly share it on YouTube, because I feel that in my life I have something to say, something to share. I never used to know why, but people always wanted to keep me around and have me in their presence, and I never quite knew why, but I'm starting to realize now why. I think it's because they see some inspiration in me, and I want to share that with other people and with you. And if I can help you and I can inspire you to get out of any kind of problem areas that you have in your life, I really do believe that anything can be fixed. For years and years, my dad was an alcoholic, and I used to say during those years that it's going to take a miracle for him to stop drinking, and that miracle doesn't exist. There's no way that we can see him stop drinking. We try and we try, but he would never listen, ever. He'd get too drunk. We try and tell him and try and make him aware of his behaviour the next day, but nothing, as if it never happened. And then one day, after a few things happened, he stopped, and I really do take that as a miracle. And it was a lot of my interventions that made that happen. I'm not saying that I'm some kind of a miracle worker, but I think we are all adjuncts to the work of God. We are all His servants, in a way, and we all have a purpose to play. So don't ever forget that. You're here for a reason, even though that reason might not be clear to you, and it may feel like you're being punished in some way, and that it will never stop. Your pain, I've found out, and truly believe, is here to help you grow into a stronger person, to remind you to live your life and experience a rich life. You can't have light without the dark. You can't have good without bad. And you can't have joy and happiness without first going through the pain. It has to be earned. I've just this morning been speaking to two friends of mine who are going through some terrible things in their lives, really beating themselves up, and for some reason, somehow, I just seem to have the right words for them. And it's not lies. I'm not telling them what they need to hear, or I'm not telling them what they want to hear. I'm telling them what they need to hear. I'd say things like, I'm here for you, if and whenever you need. If all else fails, you can always rely on me. I'm your fallback guy. And you can probably imagine the sense of relief that gives them. It's a beautiful thing. I know that my friend is going to have so much more of a better day today, knowing that someone cares about him. That reassurance, it's inside of us all, but sometimes we need to help each other in order to grow and remember who we are and how powerful we are. I've had kidney failure since the age of 15, and if you ask me, it wouldn't change a thing. I dread to think of the kind of person I would be if I didn't have that learning, that pain, to make me appreciate how precious life is. And now it's just ingrained in me to the point where I feel as if... One second. Yeah, sorry about that, I was interrupted. As you might be able to tell, I'm in hospital pyjamas, in a hospital bed. I've been through a grueling previous month. I've had to... Hello?
I come to chest with you.
Yeah, go for it, thanks. I've had an operation which was a desirable operation. I needed it and I wanted it. Basically, I'm on dialysis because I have kidney failure, which means that I need to have access to my blood, and that would mean that you either have 2 tubes coming out of your chest, or they can manipulate the veins in your arm so that you can needle the arm and access the blood. And so about 2 months ago I had these tubes coming out of my chest, and I'd gotten infected, a really bad infection as well. My temperature went to like 40 degrees. I was in a panic. It was really, really bad. So I had to get rid of those lines and change it to one of the arm accesses where they would enlarge your vein so that they can make them big enough to have a big enough blood supply to draw blood and return blood through a machine and a filter and stuff. I was quite a complicated case because I have blockages in my veins and stuff, and so I've been given what's called a hero graft. I'm one of a very few amount of people around the world that actually has them, and I feel very fortunate for it. So a lot of good has come out of it. So I had the operation and I went home, and 2 or 3 days later I started coughing out blood, and I got myself to the A&E, and it's about 2 weeks ago now, and I've been here ever since. And so it was a triple threat. I had water around my lungs, I had water around my heart, and an infection in my left lung. And I have been through so much pain. It's unbelievable. And here I am now, talking to you and trying to tell you that everything's going to be okay, and that actually all this pain that I've gone through has made me grow so much. I've stopped smoking. I'm thinking more about my diet now, and I've just makes you more of a rounded person. You know, it really sobers you going through all this pain. So I hope that comforts you if ever you're going through some kind of a pain. I don't have a very good relationship with my family, for numerous reasons. More so just because of greed and people wanting to have money, and they basically shunned me out. Whereas I'm a very family orientated kind of person. I love my family, and I need my family, but they seem to have rejected me. I was very angry. I sent some horrible texts to and fro. But after this experience, I feel that now, instead of badgering them with this, that, and you should do this, you should do that, I've taken the stance of more like giving them examples of how people should be uh, towards one another. Liverpool have just won the league, which I'm ecstatic about. And there was a video of a Sikh family who were all Liverpool supporters, but the son is a Manchester United supporter. And the father wanted to do their rendition of the song "You'll Never Walk Alone." And the son, even though he's a United supporter, he took part happily. And it was beautiful to see. He could have played the instrument that he was playing, lackluster, not much passion. But he gave it his all. He didn't have to do that. And that's why I'm so proud of being a Sikh. Even though I don't have the turban and this, that and the other, I feel that togetherness and giving makes you receive so much more than you give. And it may not be in the way that you want to receive, but you receive. So try and give more, because it will help you. So I sent my mum that example, and I said, look at this family. Look at what they're doing. Look at this son. Look how he's inclusive of everybody. Even though Manchester United and Liverpool, you could say, were bitter rivals, they respect each other. And that's a great example. The Dalai Lama turned up at a wireless festival here in England once, and his message was simple. It was just, be good to one another. We need that, especially nowadays, with all of this confusion and people trying to separate us all by our colour, by our beliefs, political beliefs, etc. We are one and the same. We bleed the same. We feel pain. We feel joy. And we should help each other to experience all of it. When a guy is a stranger would go and speak to a girl, she'll automatically think that he wants something like that. And she has a right to believe that, because most men only ever want like one thing. And it saddens me because I can't just go up to speak to anybody that I want to speak to unless I first convince them that actually my intentions are pure and I just want to meet people because I gain energy from it. People are just interesting to me. So about my healing and how I got to be able to make this video, you can probably tell that I'm a bit short of breath, but I'll take that. If you ask any of these nurses a week ago, I was in desperate, frantic mess. Couldn't breathe. If I missed a breath, oh God, I felt like I was drowning. I've been meditating for the last 15 odd years, and I'm not perfect at it at all. I've got to tell you, after 15 years, I still can't sit and meditate and quiet my mind without the help of a guided meditation. I follow a guy called Shinzen Young, who's made a course called Science of Enlightenment. I don't get any money or any commission from endorsing him. I say it because I think everybody in the world would benefit from hearing his lectures and following his guided meditations. So I spoke to my friend about a week ago, and I told him, that's it. I'm ready to throw in the towel. What's the point in living? I've got nothing to live for. My family aren't around. I'm on kidney dialysis. I'm so restricted. I live my life in perpetual anxiety. I care about what other people think about me. And I'm scared. But he turned it around for me. He told me not to give up. He told me that he needed me, and I believed him. Before this all happened, he's been having major, marriage issues and stuff. And I'm really proud of myself with the way that I conducted my conversations with him. He would say something, ask a question, or somewhat, and I wouldn't just quickly blurt out the first thing to fill the space of silence. I remember just waiting for a moment and thinking about what I feel about what he just said, how I can help him, how I can make him see what I believe he needed to see. And so I took my time, and the words just came, and it's helped him immensely. And even though we've known each other for 15, 20 years, he's developed an even new, more profound respect for me. Because people can tell when you're being honest with them and when you're being genuine and adding something to their lives. So I've been meditating for 15 years, and he told me not to give up. So then and there, I was like, okay, I'm going to fight this, and I'm going to come back. So the first thing on my mind is to get back to the meditations. Now, I have an amazing set of doctors and nurses around me. They are truly the human version of angels. If ever angels were to exist, they would be it. They've made you feel comfortable, safe, secure, loved, listened to. But I have to say that my healing really began when I got back to the meditations. Someone once told me, what's the point in meditating? It's a waste of time. And I found that funny because to someone who doesn't know the benefits of meditation, it is like a waste of time. You sit there for 40 minutes where you could be doing the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry. But there's something about resting your mind and your body. The purification you get from it is immense. And though I owe my life to these doctors and nurses, I really truly believe that the meditation saved me. And I had a choice whether I wanted to meditate or not. Obviously, there's every excuse not to do it. Oh, I'll do this and then I'll do it. I'll have a nap first. Or I want to have a cigarette before I do it. Or this, that, and the other. But the one thing that's always motivated me to meditate when I do it is remembering the promise of the benefits. Shinzen Young gives you a great promise. He promises your happiness independent of conditions. And those conditions for me where I'm in pain, I don't have any mind space, I'm reliant on other people, and so much more. So many conditions. And yet, once I started meditating again, things turned around. My breathing started getting better. Infections started clearing up. Things started happening. Things were moving. And it was great to see. It's amazing. I owe my life to meditation. And it's my wish for you that you begin meditation. And some people say, like my great friend Bandana, that, oh, this is my type of meditation when I write my creative writing stories, or I'm walking in the park, etc., etc. And they're great things, you know. Sitting down and meditating and not interacting with the world, it's no benefit. Not much benefit anyway. Because meditation should be there to enhance your experience of walking in the parks, doing your writing, learning, education. But you need to have a formal sit, a focus, a single pointed focus. When you build your focus and concentration, things are so much better. You have more clarity of mind. The way that you speak is so much better. Your behavior improves. And you start to heal. And people around you notice it. So really, if you want to start to improve, even if you're not the person that has to be the one that's improving, you could be the one that's the receiver of abuse, and actually that other person that's hurting you needs to be the one that steps up and starts meditating and stuff. It doesn't matter. You start meditating and you start to control the world around you. Now, you could say that that's law of attraction and stuff like that, but whatever term you want to coin it, there's a magic in the world, and we can tap into that magic in the world, and it's through meditation. It's through quietening the mind and controlling your thoughts and being able to stop all of this sabotaging that you're doing inside of your head. Now, when you first start meditating, it's freaking difficult, scary. All of these ideas and thoughts that you've been trying to run away from, they're going to percolate to the surface. They're going to become stronger for a while. But if you stick to it, a daily practice, just 10 minutes, you'll start to take control. And you'll come to the point where you look back and you laugh and you think, I can't believe I was like that. I cannot believe I made that affect me so much. When all of the time you had the power and you had the strength inside of you. It's God-given, and it's so simple, and people miss it. I don't do it all the time. I'm not perfect. I miss things. But the basic gist of it is that all day, every day, as much as you can, you're scanning your mind, not trying to get in the way and trying to stop this thought and that thought, trying to stop a pain that you're in, but be interested in what your mind is doing. Be interested in that pain, the geography of the pain, the intensity of the pain. There's two concepts which are very powerful in Buddhist teachings. It's equanimity and impermanence. And I'm not no professional scholar or anyone that can teach you everything and explain everything. But my understanding is that equanimity is an allowance of your body to naturally do what it's got to do without you getting in the way. So if you have a pain in your finger, you don't try and run away from it or put ice on it or anything like that, which you can do, but you just be interested in the pain and feel the pain. One second. Yeah, you just put your focus and concentration on your finger that's hurting, and you allow the feeling to be with interest. That's equanimity. And the second one is impermanence. The knowing that nothing lasts forever. Shinzen Young uses the example of the mountains and asks you, are the mountains dancing? And at first thought, you might think no. But he explains that over millions of years, if you've done a time-lapse photography, those mountains are dancing, they're very much alive. They're moving all the time, ever changing. And so it's the same with your finger, with the pain. That pain will begin, it will peak, and it will dissipate. So while you're allowing and really interested in this pain, using your focus and concentration, you can have peace with the fact that there's impermanence. It won't be forever. And a funny thing starts happening. You start to feel good. You really do. And it's almost like the pain is massaging you. So, okay, this video is getting to like half an hour now. People's attention spans are about 10-12 minutes. So I'm timesing it by 3 here. But I really hope you found this interesting and helps you. If you want more videos like this and I can help, please let me know. Thank you.
The porridge is very hot. Yeah.
Have a great
Be
day.
careful.
Thank you.
When you